Today we're going to talk about the various positions of chord. Root position, first inversion, second inversion, and then up to the third inversion for seventh chord. Alright, so now we're going to talk about how to turn root position into first and then second inversion for 3 notes. Try it. So we're going to do it in E major. Alright, so E major, let's do with chord 1 in E major. So E will be the root. So E, G, and B, right? But E major's got 4 sharps, so you're gonna have a G sharp here. So this time we're gonna use accidentals to indicate the key signature, right? Instead of using the key signature, right? Okay, so that is how the root position looks like, all built in thirds of intervals between the notes. Alright, so that's how you build a root position of E major chord, which is chord number 1 in E major. Alright, so now we're trying to turn it into a first inversion. All you need to do is to move the bass note octave higher and then try to keep the other 2 notes the same. Alright, so that's how the first inversion looks like. And so you're going to have 4th interval at the top of the chord, and then the 3rd interval between the middle note and then the bass note. Alright, okay, so now let's try to turn it into a second inversion. Same thing. Alright, we just need to move the bass note octave higher and then try to keep the other 2 notes the same. Alright, and so you're going to have the 4th interval on the bottom of the chord, and then you're going to have the 3rd interval on the top of the chord. So that's how the second inversion looks like. Alright, now let's try to do it in E major 7th chord, which got 4 chord tones. Alright, so which means they're going to have up to the 3rd inversion. So first inversion, because it's got 4 notes, second inversion, and then the 3rd inversion. Alright, so E major 7, so E, G sharp, B, and then D. So E7s, alright? So now we're trying to turn it into first inversion. All you need to remember is to move the bass note octave higher, okay? And then try to keep the other 3 notes the same, okay? Alright, okay, yep. And then now we're trying to turn it into second inversion. All you need to do is to move the bass note octave higher and then try to keep the other 3 notes the same. Okay, alright, and then try to keep it into now, and then turn it into a 3rd inversion. So we're trying to move the bass note octave higher, okay, and then try to keep the other 3 notes the same. Okay, then yeah, and then so that's how the 3rd inversion looks like. All right.